Can you just do a setup, what your normal conventional would look like? Great. So you see the handy loaded, quads, hips, back.
Where this is going to be. Best I can. The apply of putting the pressure on the lower back as you lift it up and pushing it out of the extreme and the bend. Where if you can lift it with a straight back and lift it up instead of drag it up, it'd be a much better and safer way, and that's how I deadlift. Mm-hmm. It's not that you lift, it's how you lift. Oh, pop it. Oh! No, stop it. All right, hold on.
What's up?
What's up, guys? Farm boy deadlifts, as I like to call them. So this is going to be more of a heave-ho movement. Legs are not going to be inclined on this. We're not going to use the legs as much. You might bend it a little bit, but not much. And then the main thing is that torque is going to come from that lower back. But I also add a little bit of movement because we want to be bodybuilders. We want to develop the back as well. So, and again, you want the back as straight as possible. I got a lower back that automatically, the muscles stick out. So we'll try to take it right from the side, see if I can't even suck those underneath and inside a bit. So, a whopping 315 pounds. I'm hoping all of you out deadlift me today. Going a little shoulder width. So my normal deadlift stance is very narrow because I want to compress myself and be a spring. So I'm going to go a little wider so there's absolutely no leg use or off the chest in that motion.
Can you just do a setup, what your normal conventional would look like? Great. So you see the handy loaded, quads, hips, back.
Where this is going to be best I can.
I think one thing to note, let me know if this is right, is you didn't suck those hips in as you came up, right? Like the glutes, you're not shooting them forward to help get up.
Shouldn't be.
All right, you're not. So that's what I want to.
I'm trying to detach all of my power. My power is my hips.
Yeah.
My hips and glute are just off the chart. So get rid of those. Irrelevant to this. So I'm really just trying to be a lever and get that lower back. Almost like without the hamstring usage, a good morning. But without using this to lift up.
So it's not a stiff.
It's
not a stiffy.
Has nothing to do with the legs. My legs are relaxed through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bar, I like this bar. It drops back enough to where I can squeeze that back. So you can kind of see the arms a little bit back. Now obviously you can do this with a regular bar and bend it back. So try it out. That's how I'm going to do my lifts this time. I'm going to really try to emphasize just the best my lower back has ever looked. Again, for me, this first 9 weeks, because remember, we're doing this a couple times. The first 9 weeks is to get the form down on body parts that might be weaker. So there's nothing as strong as my hips and hamstrings.
So yeah, talk to me a little bit about that, because I know a lot of deadlift tutorials out there, which this is different, so keep that in mind. They always say, don't lift with the lower back. You're gonna hurt your lower back.
Yeah, how do we explain that?
We're lifting with our lower back here.
Yeah, 100% lower back. Let me say this, don't drag with the lower back. So here's the difference that nobody says. When they say when you deadlift, don't lift with your lower back, don't drag it. So the apply of putting the pressure on the lower back as you lift it up and pushing it out of the extreme and the bend. Where if you can lift it with a straight back and lift it up instead of drag it up, it'd be a much better and safer way, and that's how I deadlift. Mm-hmm. And it's the one thing that I'd say to my young self that just cared about lifting the weight. I lost so much time building muscle. It didn't matter that I could do 775 for 3.
Yeah.
You know, as a 20, 21-year-old kid, a 22-year-old kid, deadlifting that much, I should have had so much more muscle. But it was the connective tissue that was so strong. And it was because of the way I'd lift. It was just point A to point B. Just lift it up. Oh, I'm a badass. Absolutely not. If you're not developing muscle on top of it, for me, and what I believe in be a show and a go, then you're not doing it right. And you're doing it for maybe that 1% that's doing it for the championship, do it, go. But for all you others that are at the gym, that are trying to follow these incredible deadlifters that are just lifting heavy weights, but they don't look great. Think about what you want. Do you want to look great and lift? So again, I'm not lifting much, 315.
Yeah.
Geez, I shoulder press 315. But I'm lifting it with the lower back. I'm not dragging it with the lower back. So it's a difference. So I'm being smart about it. So for you guys, maybe ego check, drop the weight a bit, and start lifting it that way. Instead of, again, I 100% agree. This, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. Block me on Instagram, Facebook, whatever. Don't follow me. You're a moron. But if you can lift it, and it's just like my deadlift. Even when my deadlift, I don't pull a deadlift. I lift that deadlift.
Oh.
So go back to watching my stuff. It's a mo thing. Oh no, there's a loose thing. Come in. So on that aspect, try to lift it. Don't think of the deadlift as such a pull and drag it.
For me, I just want to know what you think. Do you think this is similar to a back extension?
Hyperextension?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in my head, I kind of think.
Yeah. I mean, that's how you're trying to lead.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, yeah. In my mind, I'm visualizing
chest.
the lead.
And I think most people don't think that. They just think it's going to be a lot of pressure on my back and hips and stuff. So try not to do it that way, guys. Again, yeah. It's a different approach, and it may look similar, but it's different muscles that are pushing it up instead of dragging it up. So go back and look at my deadlifts, how I push it from the ground up. I don't drag it. And again, I think that's one of the reasons that I'm healthy. I'm in my mid-50s, and I can still deadlift. And I believe deadlifts done professionally and right, like squats, will give you longevity where so many 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds will say, no, those are the worst lifts in the world.
See, that's important.
That's a huge thing. Lou over here stopped lifting 40 years ago because he said squats were bad for you.
He's a dog tamer now.
He's the dog tamer.
I'm poking at all these questions because what it is reinforcing is...
You're also playing a game of chess. You're trying to
I'm doing
checkmate everybody that's going to comment.
But you're creating resilience in this process. You're bulletproofing that back. You're making that thing strong.
Yeah, so how does this aspect work for everybody that's out there trying to make things happen? Yeah. And on that note, I'm going to come back to you.
Yes, sir. Hit your set, dog. All right, so a bunch of sets later, we've moved on.
So on the down sets, you guys do deadlifts. I'm going to change it because the deadlifts are so light in a different form. So our down sets are going to be lighter than what we deadlifted, and what we're going to do is bend over rows for the down sets. Now, if this is all confusing because you got the program Power Bodybuilding, and it says deadlifts and then down set deadlifts, understand I'm on a more advanced level of training, and so it's going to go back to, for all of you, the one video that you missed probably, and is so vital for you to watch, would be Chris Duffin's discussion about him getting to 1,000 squat and 1,000 deadlift on the same day without doing squats and deadlifts. Oh. So go back, watch that video, and I'll explain this, and then we will go over all of this for you guys Monday on the check-ins. So power bodybuilding, you may think because you're off season or whatever it is, your strength gains, you don't do check-ins. You all do check-ins. All programs need question and answers to them, and that's where you do it on the check-ins. So get over to the tech crew.
How many breaths did you take right there?
0!
0!
Oh my god.
Oh, pop it. Oh! Oh, stop it. All right, pull that bar back.
What are we going to?
Farm boy lift right into bent overs.
How do we go? Come
So
on.
try to use as little legs as possible. Come from the lower back. See that? See that?
I see that.
See that? See that?
I see that.
Come on.
Nice.
Oh my god.
Ooh. Slow down the top. Now slow. Hold. Yeah. Go again. Oh, one more. Fingers. Give me one bent over. Jeez.
I want one of those.
Hit it.
I want one of those.
Nasty.
Shit.
Hello, love. All right. So today what we're going to do is a little bent over rows. You're going to pull this all the way back. Just go back right where your feet are. It's a good position right there. And then you're going to pull with the elbows and you're going to go backwards.
All right, now in English.
All right. Push it back to your ankles. And then run down it.
Yeah. Letting it stop.
So just trying to pull it back here. You guys, depending on where you want it,
I like.
all different positions. Just play with it, have fun with it.
That's right.
Bend over rows.
Got a raw dog in different positions.
Me?
Yes, it's a metaphor.
Okay.
Yeah, I hope that they're intelligent enough to understand that was a metaphor for what you should be doing when you're doing a deadlift. It's not about how I did the deadlift. It's
Yes.
not about how the strongmen do the deadlift. It's not about how the powerlift is or your IG, your trainer on IG says to do deadlifts. There's a plethora of deadlifts. Just like we showed you, there's over 30 styles of squats you can do. There's tons of ways you can do deadlift. Why are you doing it the way you're doing it? And then ask yourself that. And go, wait a minute, am I doing it for a powerlifting meet? Am I doing this for a strongman meet? Am I doing it to be an athlete? Because then you're sitting over in sumo deadlifts all day long. If you're an athlete, you shouldn't be doing anything else except sumo deadlifts. If you're an athlete, football player, basketball player, whatever, even a skilled sport like baseball or golf. But seriously, it's a metaphor. So if you take this like, that's how you should do deadlifts.
Right.
Again, just unfollow me. Your cup's too full. Empty your cup, understand why you're doing the deadlift the way you're doing it. This is me talking to my young self. Stop it. Stop trying to go for the number. And that's the only point that's going to satisfy you. It's not about the number. It's how you do the number. It's not how you lift. It's not that you lift. It's how you lift. Okay? And that's going to develop everything. Did I get lucky that I grew lifting heavy as a kid? Sure. I won the universe at 20 and turned pro. But it took me forever to get that mature muscle and that development. And I was already in 12 years of lifting by 20. So when's that mature muscle come? I could have had more at that time, but it didn't happen until I was in my 30s. So understand that. And again, form is form. There's tons of ways to do it. Can you hurt yourself doing anything? Sure. A friend of mine just blew out his bicep moving his couch.
Oh.
So it's all about choosing your goals and making the body the way you want to do it and strengthening that body. So have fun today.
There it is.
We're gonna leave you on that. I got a second workout. You guys know that on power bodybuilding. We got to come back. We'll post the second part tomorrow. But you guys will be surprised because you're thinking it's a bench press or an incline press or a shoulder press on whatever I decided. Watch how I flip it because my chest is so freaking sore from what we did on Tuesday.